Hello. So, okay, I was talking to a guy. He's a master tier player, and I specifically asked him about engagement optimized matchmaking. He said no, Riot does not use that because they're interested in fairness, right? So he made proposition that Riot is interested in fairness. They're not interested in maximizing. They're not interested in rigging the system to maximize profits. They're interested in skill-based matchmaking. I said no, it's false because they are. It would be silly for them not to use engagement optimized matchmaking because it's a superior methodology for maximizing profits and minimizing churn. Okay, so based on that, I kind of went through a couple of questions in my head. So, number one, why does Riot hide player identity if they're interested in fairness? Should you, would you, if they solely were interested in fairness, wouldn't you have a choice? Would not be reasonable for them to give you choice whether to play with the player or not? If they were interested in fairness, surely they would have done something like this, right? So that's one question I have for people like that. Now, honestly, I'm just addressing this video because today I read some comments that, mamma mia, okay? I'm not gonna get into it, but this is some of the questions, you know what I mean? I know the answer is gonna be Copium, get good. But anyway, that's because it's kids, right? But for adults, I'm talking about scientists, this is some kind of honestly, at this stage, when you're talking to a person who is telling you get good, because one of the guys, he asked me, I believe in engagement optimized matchmaking. I quit League of Legends. I have a friend who says that engagement optimized matchmaking is not real and he's get good kid. How do I get him to quit? And it's like saying, how do you get a person who is extremely religious, who believes in something without evidence, to quit his faith? It has to come internally. He has to be openly looking for ways to do it. But you can probably present some. But I'll tell you, it's going to be a uphill battle for you, because I've been trying to, get people to start thinking logically for a very long time, and statistically speaking, it stays the same. It's 90% of people are just gonna be like that, right? And 10%. So the videos I usually make would be for people that are open-minded, I suppose. People who are looking for answers, who are looking to improve themselves. But I mean, get good kids, you're not really gonna do much with them. They're just not gonna you can tell them straight off. Like Elon Musk fans, like Elon Musk, he's clearly an incompetent person. There is no counter evidence to say that he is not. There is no, back in the days when people were saying, dude, this Hyperloop project is a total waste of time. It's not going to work. It defies the laws of physics, right? To construct something like that is so expensive, so inefficient. It's a total waste of time. And people were saying, no. He is a genius. He is the Iron Man. He's the Starks. And yeah, no Hyperloop today, dude. Anyway, what I'm saying is when you run into a situation like this, just kind of say fine and spend your time on yourself as opposed to trying to make a YouTube video, so that people who are actively looking for information, this is why YouTube video is better than you spending time with your friend who is get good kids, right? Because you see, you're probably not going to convince him, most likely. I'm talking there is 90% chance it's not going to happen, right? But if you make a YouTube video with evidence, now it will help people who are trying to find information whether engagement optimized matchmaking is real and that their assumptions are correct, because a lot of people are thinking, shit, this seems to be a very rigged system, right? And then boom, they come across my video, they come across engagement optimized matchmaking article by Harvard, they come across your video, right? And I'm hoping you're presenting because these are viable arguments. It's not something that I'm just I feel that it's not there, so it's not there. That's how kids think, right? I'm saying, okay, why would they hide identity of players if they were interested in a fair match? Now you'll say, oh, that's because people dodge. And why is that a problem? Oh, they want better experience for players, right? So dodging is not done. Now, wouldn't that be reasonable to tell people, hey dude, the reason why people dodge is because you have 10% win rate on a champion and he's in a promotional match. So he does not want to play with you because you have 10% win rate. So do not pick a 10% champion in a ranked game unless you're competent on it. Like I'm talking about, like, okay, either improve your win rate on the champion or just don't pick it. It's reasonable, and I would say expected for people not to want to play with you if you are deliberately trying to lose the game. But Riot does not think so, in my opinion, right? Because otherwise you would be able to dodge. Otherwise you would have mechanisms where if you pick a champion, your icon becomes red and says this guy just picked a champion that is 5% win rate and you're about to lose the game. Are you sure you want to continue? You say no, adios, I'm out of here. And then it would re-queue you into a different queue where you can actually win the game. Another one I was thinking about, okay, let's say some shitter comes in and he's picking Shaco jungle, you look at his win rate and you go, holy shit, dude. Not only this guy, like, second time jungle, he's picking Shaco and he just lost like 2 games in a row already on Shaco with disgusting KDA, right? And their enemy is Sejuani, so your chances of winning are starting to slide. Wouldn't that be reasonable for Riot to have a system where people can vote this guy off the team and he gets effed off somewhere, and another guy who's in the queue gets popped in there as a jungler, right? And have a mechanism where if you play ranked and you consistently get kicked out of the team, you would get a ban from playing ranked for like 5 days until you improve your behavior. Now, this sounds to me like a company that is interested in a fair game, in skill, and in ensuring that people who are serious about playing the game would have a positive experience, as opposed to hiding identities, stopping you from dodging, preventing you from OPGGing people, preventing you from AFKing the game, quitting the game, banning you, getting people who freaking hard feed games is not punishable, but you AFKing that game is punishable. That does not sound to me like a company that is interested in a fair matchup. It sounds to me like a company that wants to give you emotional anger and emotional, they're trying to stimulate emotions in your head to get you hooked. And like I said before, it doesn't matter whether emotions are good or bad, because your brain doesn't give a shit whether it's good for you or bad for you. It will get addicted to anything that is chemically releasing. Like, as long as the brain, and they know that. So that's what I'm saying. Engagement optimized matchmaking is designed for that. Okay, another one is, why do we have a client rank versus MMR rank? Right? You notice that when you climb, you see your client rank is like silver. That's why the kids, they're hilarious. They're like, oh, look at this silver guy, silver one. And he's talking about high elo. Dude, if you look at my MMR, it's like higher plat, low diamond. After like 5 games. You know what I mean? But of course they don't know that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, why would they have a system that slows down your rank? Doesn't that show you that they are proactively trying to get you to play more games? Think about the intent in here. They are intentionally slowing down your rank so that you play more games to reach your higher rank. Why would they do that? Okay, that's another one. Another one is Harvard article. If you read it, it says, engagement optimized matchmaking is designed to minimize churn rate and maximize playtime. If you look at Riot's presentation, this guy is the inventor of the matchmaking system. It clearly says in the slides, we're interested in long-term monetary value on each match for every player, Match into matches that maximize that value over time. Keep the most amount of player in our game having fun, which means addicted, because we already watched the demonstration, well, his presentation, and I mean, if you replace the word fun with addicted, presentation starts to make more sense, right? Having planned experience, varying intensity, easy, even hard, which we already discussed, which is a dynamically adjusted difficulty matchmaking system, right? Build advanced predictive models of churn and use them. So they're trying to minimize churn. It's in the presentation. I don't understand how can people say that, like, where am I making a mistake? Am I reading something? Are you, like, when people say get good, are they seeing some kind of different presentation than to me? Like, am I being delusional? Is it because I lost the ability to read? It clearly says in here, we want to maximize revenue, we want to minimize churn. So, anyway. It doesn't say here, create fair matches. Now, you can read into it, like, because I see people interpret subjective shit, like, having fun. Oh, what they mean by having fun is they want to create a balanced matchmaking. Okay, what about the rest of this? Oh, that is just, like, there, because, anyway. Get good, kids, what can you do? Anyway. Yeah, I already talked about that. That where a person, first time champion on your promotional match, solo loses you the game, is not punishable by the system in any shape or form. But you refusing to play with that person and dodging the game is punishable. Doesn't that tell you that they simply want you forcing games on you? Doesn't that tell you that, right? Anyway, that's my rant for today. Take care, bye-bye.